There are two kinds of men walking around today. The first kind reacts fast. The moment he feels disrespected, he raises his voice, steps forward, and demands to be understood. He believes every challenge must be answered. Every insult must be confronted. He thinks control comes from noise, confrontation, and proving his toughness to anyone watching. What he does not realize is that this constant need to respond is a form of dependence. He is ruled by the people who provoke him. They push, he reacts. They pull, he follows. His emotions belong to anyone bold enough to touch them. Then there is the second kind of man. When someone disrespects him, he does not react. He pauses, he studies, he withdraws. Not out of fear, but out of calculation. Because in his mind, not every battle deserves attention. Not every opinion deserves energy. Not every confrontation deserves visibility. And that silence, that controlled retreat, hits harder than aggression ever could. People cannot read him. They cannot tell if he walked away because the conflict was beneath him or because he is planning something quietly. His absence becomes a message no words could match. This idea is not new. 500 years ago, two men understood this better than anyone. Niccolo Machiavelli watched leaders destroy their own kingdoms by fighting meaningless battles. Sun Tzu taught generals that the greatest victory is the one achieved without fighting at all. They knew the truth. The most dangerous power a man can develop is not the ability to win every fight, but the wisdom to avoid the fights that do not matter. Today, that is what you are going to learn. The skill of strategic withdrawal. Not passivity, not weakness, but precision. Sun Tzu wrote something that men love to quote, but rarely understand. He said the supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting. People think this is about peace or negotiation. They miss the real meaning. Sun Tzu knew that the moment you engage in a battle, you spend resources that cannot be replaced. Time, attention, emotional bandwidth, the element of unpredictability. Fighting itself is a cost, even when you win. Think about it. When someone provokes you and you react instantly, you reveal something important. You show them exactly how to get your attention. You show them the button they can press. You show them the shape of your emotions. That reaction makes you predictable. And once you are predictable, you are controllable. Weak men never see this. They think responding is strength. Strategic men understand something deeper. When you do not engage, you starve your opponent of information. They cannot predict you. They cannot drain you. They cannot manipulate you. And that uncertainty is more powerful than any punch or argument. Sun Tzu warned that there are battles you must not fight, roads you must not follow, positions you must not contest. He was not saying you might lose. He was saying the battle itself is the trap. The smartest generals in ancient China avoided fights that distracted from their true objective. Victory was never about winning everything. It was about choosing wisely. Jump forward to Renaissance Italy. Machiavelli watched princes crumble under the weight of their own ego. They fought every insult, every rumor, every challenge. They wore themselves down. Meanwhile, the strategic rulers stayed silent where others shouted. They saved their strength. And when they finally struck, they hit with force that ended conflicts instantly. That is the difference. Weak men react. Strategic men choose. Modern life exposes this divide more clearly than any battlefield. Look at social media. A stranger leaves a rude comment. The weak man reads it, gets irritated, and replies. He argues back and forth with someone he does not know. He wastes an hour defending his ego. He thinks he is proving a point. What he is actually doing is giving a stranger control over his emotions. He is trading his peace for validation. A dangerous man sees the same comment. Maybe he smirks. Maybe he scrolls past. Either way, he does not engage. And his silence creates a psychological ripple. The commenter starts wondering why he did not respond. They expected a fight. They expected attention. When they receive nothing, the silence becomes louder than any argument. His lack of reaction becomes a statement of power. This pattern shows up everywhere. In workplaces, weak men get caught in gossip, petty rivalries, small disputes that drain them. Strong men watch the same drama and simply refuse to participate. People start asking why he is so calm, why he stays out of nonsense. They imagine strategies that do not exist. They project strength onto him because he does not react. Relationships reveal this even more clearly. When a woman tests a weak man, he reacts instantly. He argues, he chases, he explains. Without knowing it, he shows her that she can control his emotional state. A dangerous man responds differently. When someone tests him, he steps back, not as manipulation, but as evaluation. He asks a simple question. Does this person add to my life or drain it? And if the answer is drain, he withdraws without ceremony. His silence forces others to confront their own behavior. That is the real power. Strategic withdrawal works because it disrupts human psychology. People crave closure. They need explanations. When you give them that, even through conflict, they get the clarity they want. They understand you. They categorize you. They file you away. But when you walk away without a word, without emotion, without defense, you leave them with an unanswered question that lingers for months, sometimes years. That question becomes the source of your power. This is why Machiavelli wrote that unpredictability is a form of fear, and fear is a form of respect. It is why Sun Tzu said deception is the foundation of warfare. Withdrawal looks like weakness to fools. To strategists, it is a precision weapon. But know this, strategic withdrawal does not mean never fighting. It means fighting only when the fight moves you toward your long-term goal. You do not respond to insults that affect nothing. You do respond to threats that have real consequences. You do not waste energy on people who do not matter. You protect your resources for the battles that actually shape your life. To master this, you need discipline. The discipline to pause before reacting. The discipline to stay silent when your ego wants to speak. The discipline to walk away without explaining yourself. And the discipline to re-engage only when you choose, on your terms, with your boundaries set. Weak men fight every battle because they fear being misunderstood. Dangerous men walk away from most battles because they do not need to prove anything. That is your assignment for the next week. When provoked, pause. When tempted to argue, stay silent. When pulled into drama, walk away. Let people feel your absence. Let them fill the silence. Let them wonder. Your silence becomes power. Your restraint becomes dominance. Your withdrawal becomes the move they never saw coming. That is the art Machiavelli and Sun Tzu mastered. And now it is yours. And if this message settles somewhere inside you, don't just scroll past it. Save it, share it, and subscribe for more clarity that keeps you grounded through chaos. Then drop an affirmation in the comments so it sticks. Type this and mean every word. I control my reactions. I control my direction. Your own voice can be the reminder someone else needs today.